Hello friends, my name is Budhaditya Dey and you are watching the lesson 7. Here in this session, we will learn about the difference of present continuous tense and present perfect continuous tense. It's very easy. Simple difference is there between these two tenses, and the difference is what? Regarding the time. So here the difference between present continuous and present perfect continuous is that in present continuous we talk about the running action of anything, like any process, anything, any work is going on, but we never mention about the time, for how long the work is going on, or for what duration the work is going on, or since when the work is going on. Whereas in present perfect continuous you have to use the time. You have to always give the preference to use the time. You have to mention since when you have started the work and still it's going on, either, or you have to use for how long, for what duration the work is going on. So if you mention time while saying any sentence in continuous form of present, remember you have to use perfect continuous. Time is there for how long the work is going on, or since when you have started the work and still going on. But if you don't mention the time for how long the work is going on or since when you have started the work, no need to use perfect continuous tense. Simply you try to use continuous, means present continuous. So for present continuous tense, the structure is very simple. We will start with the subject for active voice, then M is our auxiliaries, it depends on the type of subject, and then we'll add ing with the first form of verb, like going, playing, singing. Ing will be there with the first form of verb and then object. So it's very simple. What will be the structure for passive voice? Remember, for any kind of continuous tense, while using the passive voice, you have to use extra one word which is called being. B-E-I-N-G, being. So this being is used while using the passive of continuous tense. I mean to say the present continuous tense, past continuous tense. Similarly, we use being here, but in future we don't find any passive voice. So in continuous tense, only two continuous tenses we are having in English grammar to use the passive voice. These two tenses are what? Present continuous and past continuous. Let's come to the example of present continuous tense. So he is playing cricket. He is the subject. Playing is the verb, ing form of verb, and object is cricket. So he is doing action upon what? Cricket. The negative is very easy. He is not playing cricket. The interrogative question will be, is he playing cricket? And negative interrogative will be, isn't he playing cricket? You are asking in negative way to make sure. The passive will be very easy. You have to start with the object. Then your emissor will be there. And especially remember, you have to use being, being. This particular word is very important while using the passive voice of any continuous tense. In future there is no continuous, but in present and past continuous tense are having the passive form also. So he is playing cricket, the passive will be cricket is being played by him. Cricket is being played by him. The negative of passive will be cricket is not being played by him. Question will be, is cricket being played by him? And negative interrogative, isn't cricket being played by him? So for the structure of present perfect continuous, we'll start with subject, means the person who is doing the action, and then we'll use have or has. It depends upon the type of subject. If the subject is third person singular, you use has, and if it is not third person singular, the subject is, then you can use have. And then you have to use be and been, and then you have to use ing form of verb followed by since or for, then time will be mentioned and possibly object may be there. So when will you use since and when will you use for? I am showing on the screen. Remember, if I draw any picture depending upon some time, like I have started any work at a certain time and the work is going on and somebody is asking me, like, since when you have been working here? Or somebody may ask me, for how long have you been working here? So remember, if I mention starting time, means the point of time, the beginning of the work, at what time it was started. If I mention the time of starting, the time of beginning of work or action, then I will always use since, S-I-N-C-E. Whereas if I use the length of time, for example, I will add the time from the starting to the till date, means right now. It may be 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. So if I use the length of time, means up to date time, till now, what is the tenure or duration? It may be 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 months, 3 months, 5 days, then I will use for. I can give one example that I have been working for 2 hours. So 2 hours means what? Till now, from the beginning time, it's 2 hours. Whereas I can use the same sentence if suppose I have started the work at 10 a.m. I can use I have been working since 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. is the starting time, the beginning time. But 2 hours is not the starting time, it's up to date time. I have calculated from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, it's 2 hours. So if you measure, if you calculate and then you tell about the time, up to date time, length of time, then you have to use for, like for 2 hours, for 2 days, for 5 days. Whereas if you use simply, it's very easiest way actually. If you use 10 a.m., then you did not calculate, you did not add, you did not measure the length of time. Simply you will say, I have been working since 10 a.m. I have been doing a job in this company since 1991. You need not calculate how many years. But if you use since, remember you have to always focus on the starting time. You must know it. But for using for, you have to calculate. I have been working in this company since 2015. So 2015 is the starting time. The same sentence I can use for to say like I have been working in this company for 5 years because 15 to 20 it gives you 5 years. You have to measure the length between starting time of action and the present time. So starting time was when I joined the company, it was 2015, and right now which year is going on? 2020. So how many years already I have spent in the company? 5 years. So I have calculated, it took some time, so I have to use for. I have been working in this company for 5 years. Whereas simply I can say the sentence using the starting time only. Then the sentence will be I have been working in this company since 2015. The starting time I have mentioned, you have to use since. So very interesting thing, you have to remember where to use since and where to use for. But remember, in perfect continuous tense of present, you cannot use passive voice. In any perfect continuous tense, there is no passive voice. So, the normal structure in active, we can use the negative interrogative forms, whatever we have. One example I am giving you. He has been doing a job for 5 years. Negative will be, he has not been doing any job for 5 years. Interrogative, has he been doing the job for 5 years or has not he been doing the job for 5 years, etc. So simply I have used 5 years, so I am using for.